Bienvenidos and welcome to Wrastle Talk. I'm your host, Luchador out of Nogales, Arizona, Aldous Rex, and you're listening by way of Titan Media Broadcasting. That's Titan Media Broadcasting on Spreaker.com. On today's first ever episode of Wrastle Talk, episode numero uno, we will be discussing TKO and WWE's announcement regarding their acquisition of the legendary Lucha Libre company known as AAA, Lucha Libre Worldwide. The announcement came during WrestleMania 41, when the WWE officially announced that they had purchased AAA. During WrestleMania 41, they featured some of the best luchadores on the scene today. Luchadores like Rey Fénix, his brother Penta, along with El Hijo del Vikingo. The announcement was marked with yet another colossal announcement that on Saturday, June 7th, live from the Kia Forum in Los Angeles, the card Worlds Collide is set to take place. An event that is set to feature AAA, Lucha Libre, and NXT superstars going toe-to-toe on the same night. Triple H, alongside the owner of AAA, Marisela Peña, surrounded by luchadores from Rey Mysterio and many, many others from AAA, were there present to mark the historic announcement. As many of you old school wrestling fans will remember, the WCW, when Worlds Collide event, was called Cuando los Mundos Chocan. Back in '94, Eric Bischoff of the WCW wanted to tap into the Latino marketplace by bringing the fast-paced style of Lucha Libre to WCW and the American television wrestling fans. Thus, WCW and AAA both co-promoted When Worlds Collide, Cuando los Mundos Chocan. And it was a historic first show. It was a complete success. They successfully tapped into the LA Latino and Mexican market. And the show has since become a legendary show. At the then LA Sports Arena, the show was a sellout and showcased Lucha Libre stars like El Hijo del Santo, Octagon, Conan, young Eddie Guerrero, and Rey Mysterio. Cuando los Mundos Chocan was such a success, it helped launch Lucha Libre and helped establish Lucha in the gringo wrestling marketplace back in 1994. Orale. The top gringo of them all, of course, being Vince McMahon, who would later, following the success of the AAA WCW, would later follow in their footsteps, giving AAA luchadores work like Mil Máscaras and Pierroth and other luchadores from AAA who were showcased in the 1997 Royal Rumble. McMahon was also using their minis like Máscara Sagrada and so on back then, but he didn't really take it all too seriously. At least not as serious as WCW did with that first pay-per-view of When Worlds Collide. Mundos Chocan, was so popular. It really helped propel Lucha Libre worldwide. And today, the Lucha Libre style continues to be well represented in the WWE with their recent acquisitions from Rey Fénix, Penta, and of course Rey Mysterio. For years now, representing Lucha Libre in WWE. There have been reports that WWE is considering changing AAA to NXT Mexico, and this is concerning to us real Lucha Libre fans. In a recent interview, WWE Hall of Famer JBL commented, stating that WWE doesn't need an NXT Mexico because by owning AAA, the WWE now possesses a pipeline for the best talent of Lucha Libre out of Mexico. WWE Hall of Famer Double J Jeff Jarrett also commented, saying that it's a good thing that WWE has acquired AAA. Jarrett, of course, recently being a AAA world champion. And it's now being confirmed that Conan is going to be working side by side with the WWE and AAA. In a recent podcast, the Lucha legend Conan said he's going to be head of the creative department, the newly merged AAA and WWE, having already served as a talent scout for years. The Hall of Fame Luchador stated that AAA has been doing well, but regardless, the promotion was still lacking the essential capital to make them go forward with their promotion. The WWE, as Conan has now put it, has given them that capital, and Conan says that AAA now has the talent, the capital to succeed. With that deal, they are now set to propel AAA and Lucha Libre forward, with WWE spearheading the whole thing. And it all kicks off June 7th live from the Forum in Inglewood, Los Angeles, California, the former home of the Showtime Lakers. Once again, Lucha Libre is using Los Angeles as the platform, as a launch pad to launch Lucha Libre to the masses. And we will be there. Wrastle Talk will be there. I'm scheduled to be there covering the event, the historic Lucha Libre event, the return of Lucha Libre to Los Angeles. Wrastle Talk will be there covering it all. And with more work down the line, eventually I'll be wrestling at one of these events in the future. Tickets to WWE Worlds Collide event are now available at Ticketmaster. AAA's competitor in Mexico, the historic organization, the CMLL, Consejo Mundial de Lucha Libre, had something to say regarding the WWE acquiring AAA, sending a message to both the AAA and WWE. So Vikingo and the Roldan family were sitting at a WrestleMania countdown desk with Triple H, Triple H, Levesque at WrestleMania 41. And it was a epic moment in both organizations' history. But the CMLL had something to say on their Twitter, posting a picture stating La Lucha Libre, as long as the Arena Mexico exists, Lucha Libre will never die. So the top competitor, the CMLL, is basically saying that Lucha Libre AAA has gone to die in the WWE. It's a pretty bold statement being sent by the brand, by the legendary Mexican organization. They also stated that their wrestling is 100% Mexican. Trying to throw some salt in AAA's game by being stingy haters, or are they, showing their cards too early, showing that maybe they're worried that AAA now with WWE's help will be surpassing them? Regardless, it was the perfect opportunity to take some pop shots, because in Mexico, especially Lucha Libre, machismo is rule supreme, and they're trying to ooze the most machismo, the CMLL, by stating that they're 100% Mexican. By, of course, that's taking a shot at AAA for joining with the gringos over at the WWE. Personally, I think it's a good thing for AAA. They're a historic organization, and now combining forces with WWE, as long as they don't change the AAA, because I've already heard, they're telling them they got to learn English over at AAA because they're going to be working with American talent. That's fine. Learn English. That's part of being a professional. They're an American company. You have an English product, American product, English-speaking product. It's the big leagues. It's the big leagues of pro wrestling. Everybody aspires to be with Vince McMahon's former owner, Vince McMahon's WWE. The CMLL being the older organization out of the two, of course, taking some shots saying they're going to remain 100% Mexican. The Arena Mexico is the end-all, be-all of Lucha Libre, not AAA. Like Conan and JBL and Jeff Jarrett have all stated, it's a good thing, it's a positive thing. I think it's a good thing. I think it's going to put AAA back on the map. As long as WWE does not water down the high-flying Lucha Libre style of AAA and keeps AAA intact, I mean, they can create an NXT Mexico, I guess, division within AAA, but they could keep the AAA name. And with Conan as the head of the directive of the newly merged AAA and WWE, I don't see how they can go wrong. At Wrastle Talk, we'll be there covering it all. You've been listening to Wrastle Talk.